I've been holding back my children. I've been afraid of feeling. I'm afraid that I won't set free.
Tell me where to go, tell me what to do.
I wanna be better than I
I've been on the go, running away from you.
down my life and gotta put it so time. I'm so confused, but I have to the weight of this love together like my road. It feels like I'm never really for the
How can I play when I'm stuck in a cage?
I'm a song, but I haven't
When did I lose my voice? So silence me.
I'm a baby, but I'm free.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war. The bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality.
Now, give it up for the host of Black NewsBeat, Dr. Kimeka Campbell!
Hello, everybody! How's everybody doing? Oh my goodness! Guess what day it is? It's the 3rd anniversary of the Black NewsBeat. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so happy to be here. Shout out to some of our special guests. Did you guys just enjoy Nay'dina A Capella? So good. A voice like an angel. A voice like an angel. And we're gonna hear from her again. So please, stay right there. And we have some great guests tonight. We're gonna get into that. But first, how are y'all? Yeah. Are you happy to be here celebrating the anniversary with us? Yeah. I mean, it's been quite the experience here at the Black NewsBeat. We've completed 3 whole seasons and 3 whole years of the show, which is amazing to me. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I'm so excited because we are also in Black History Month. And it has been quite the Black History Month. If you missed it last show, we had 3 amazing couples for Valentine's Day because our first show was on Valentine's Day for the season. and we celebrated these beautiful couples, and it was such a wonderful show. So we want to shout out them, but we also have a great show for you tonight. But before that, I want to tell you how I'm doing. Okay. So you know how sometimes, okay, first you have to ask me actually. How you doing? Don't ask like Wendy, because honey, I'm sad about Wendy. We're gonna talk about it, but I tell you what, it's more like a scare straight program. Because baby, did you see what they said about her drinking and her dementia? It's very scary. So I decided that this scare straight program worked for me. I'm gonna give most of that up, most of it. I need a glass of wine every once in a while. But we'll talk more about that. But today I always like to tell you guys about National Day, what National Day it is today. So today is so aptly named National Chocolate Souffle Day. I thought that was real nice. So Chocolate Souffle Day, the word souffle is a past particle of the French verb souffler, which means to blow up, or more loosely puff up, which describes a souffle perfectly. And it also describes how every time Black and brown folks put their hands on anything, it blows up, right? TikTok blew up. All right. Every single platform has blown up because when Black folks put their little creativity spin on it, every dance, every time there's a viral dance, every time there's a viral song, we blow it up. So I think that Souffle Day is aptly named, don't you? Yeah, I think so. But we got a lot to cover tonight. So we're gonna get right. Oh, listen. First of all, honey, they got the whole dress on the camera. Come on now with the. First of all, it's the dress and a jacket. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Ray Darton in Brooklyn, who does these beautiful pieces. These are hand stitched, honey. And I am very glad to show them off and very glad to wear them for the anniversary show. Okay, so I'm very excited. Okay, but we have some great guests tonight. When I say their names, give it up for them. Make them feel welcome to the Black News Beat. Okay. So first we have Hadassah Feynman. We also have Susan Ryder. And definitely last but not least, we have Miss Sheila Jackson. Listen, they're going to come talk to us tonight about the amazing work that they're doing in our community. Remember, this show is all about community and celebration, and we're going to celebrate tonight. But we have a real special guest, okay? Right over here to my right, we have the one, the only, our CJ, Miss DJ Lei Row. Yeah. This is my boo. My boo has been with me since the beginning of she's been the only DJ that's ever been on the show. And we've had other DJs come as guests, but she's the only DJ that's ever been on the show. And we kind of like it like that. So we're so happy to have her back for the anniversary show. She also comes for her birthday show in November, which is also a good time. So you guys should definitely check that out. Okay, so we're gonna get into these. First, before we get into our guests, we gotta sweep these streets. See what's going on. Yes, honey. As we've been telling you on the Black News Beat for several months, we have been tracking the what's happening with our homeless population in Harrisburg. So we're going to start local and we are going to go national, okay? So it's not new. The evident homeless population within the city of Harrisburg. It's not a surprise to encounter panhandling when walking or driving through Restaurant Row, or to discover unhoused encampments littered throughout various sections of the city. What's new and happening south of downtown is our city's major step in helping to provide shelter to the homeless population. I'm excited to hear about this. Despite grappling with criticisms over the year about the lack of affordable housing and things are definitely headed in the right directions, as this ambitious project will soon become a safe haven for unhoused veterans. Yes. Currently under construction are 15 homes and a community center taking shape on a once vacant plot of land near PennDOT. Organized by the Veterans Outreach of Harrisburg, these tiny homes will provide shelter to many homeless veterans and allow each a chance to regain their lives and a sense of dignity. Mm-hmm. For more information on this development, this amazing development, check out their website at veteransoutreachofpa.org. So shout out to Ms. Peggy Grove, shout out to City Council, shout out to the folks that have been designing, the engineers that have been designing this plot. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing for our city, and we're very happy that this is happening here. Next story, honey, yes. What else? Good deal, right? I think so. I love okay. So my friend Alicia, shout out to Alicia, my sister, my Harrisburg sister. She has wanted a tiny home for a long, long time. So I'm anxious to see. And do you know who's selling tiny homes now? Out the box? Amazon. Swear. Next time we're gonna have to make that a story because if you see that you literally can unfold these things and put them out in a plot and start living in them. It's kind of crazy. But if you beware, if you don't buy the electrical hookup, you won't have any electricity, which is completely nuts. Yeah, for the tiny home. All right. So Nay'dina Broadbent tribute. Did you guys know who Nay'dina Broadbent is? This is an important story. As a show is passionate about, we are so passionate about highlighting men and women of color all over the country and the world, as well as of course as our local community. But we would be remiss in not mentioning the recent passing of Nay'dina Broadbent. For those not familiar with Nay'dina, born with HIV, went on to become an activist for HIV/AIDS awareness and spent most of her childhood dispelling myths about a disease some believe was easily transmitted through casual touch. Helping those afflicted with HIV maintain a sense of hope and belonging, Nay'dina remained a galvanizing force in her fight against the once deadly disease up until her untimely passing. She was 39 years old. And shout out to her. She was born. She was one of the early children born with HIV and lived a full life. They didn't quite say what she passed away of. So I don't want to make any assumptions. But this story actually lines up with a project that NPR is doing right now where people are telling their stories of caring for folks with HIV and mutual aid in the early 90s, 80s and 90s. And I got to tell the story on NPR this week of my aunt who came to live with us. My mother took her in, my mother's oldest sister. She came to us, she already had late stage HIV and was going into full blown AIDS. And my mother was the one family member who took her in, took care of her until her absolute dying day. And I always say, shout out to my mom. Her birthday was Monday. She's one of the pioneers of helping people, of promoting good health, of promoting health through love. So I love you, mommy, and shout out to you. Happy birthday. So as we go through, this anniversary night, we want to talk about some cool stories that we talked about on the show. So as we celebrate our anniversary, let's go back over the year and what a year it was for the nation and our beloved city of Harrisburg, PA. From legal issues to political achievements and new beginnings for our arts and entertainment community, intermingled with a heartbreaking event, here are the top stories that helped shape a very interesting season 3. Brittany Griner came home. Y'all remember that story? Yeah. And then this was a little further along, but we suffered a devastating fire of the Broad Street Market in July 2023. And if you guys know, that's been a really difficult process since then of trying to get the merchants to get space to sell things. What else? And yes, funding to make sure that they stay afloat. Some businesses have closed. I have a really great story. These earrings from one of the retailers in the market survived the fire. Yes. And this is a testament to the resilience. Yes, and they're cute. Thank you, Shalani. And this is a testament to the resilience of our Broad Street Market vendors and everything they have to go through. And they're still persisting. This vendor, last name, her Miss Ming, she's in the Stone building now. And I was so glad to see her. I almost had tears in my eyes. I was like, I'm so glad you're here. Because we know that a lot of vendors got displaced. So I'm happy that she's there. There is some movings along, honey. The executive director had to step down. That was a thing. Some say he stepped down. Some say he got fired. I don't know which one to believe. But he's not there anymore. And we're hoping to see new horizons for the market very soon. We've had a Black business boom in Harrisburg. A whole bunch of Black businesses opening up and down 3rd Street. 4th Street in Midtown. So we're really excited to see the Capitol Heights area and Midtown and other places as well. Shout out to Culture & Co. If you haven't been, that's Elise Irvis's new co-working spot. Really amazing. As the name suggests, it is full of culture and amazing. And we love it there. Please go check it out. We had YPOC Happy Hour there last month. I heard it was real nice. I was out of town, but I heard it was amazing. And we're always so happy to patronize Elise. She's amazing. Okay. Joanna McClinton became the first Black woman PA Speaker of the PA House and in the nation. She's the first one. We covered a lot the treatment of our homeless population in Harrisburg. They moved them around. They kicked them out from under the bridge. They were trying to kick them out from the waterfront. All these places, only to find out this today that we're hopefully going to get them at least a little bit of housing for our veterans. The Justins of Tennessee, remember those guys? Justin Pearson and Justin Jones. After a shooting in Nashville, they were punished for protesting on the steps of their capital by being expelled from Congress. And both of their city councils voted them back in. And then guess what? They won their reelection. Yeah. So love to follow up on that story because that's amazing. And I wish them, I did a TikTok on this. They were prepared for this time. They remind me of the old school activists who had a plan on a backup plan and a backup plan. When they got expelled, they were right there on the steps, alerting to people to what happened, rallying their supporters and voters and people who didn't even vote for them, actually, saying that they all wanted to rally around this common goal, that no more people in their city of Nashville should die from gun violence. So I'm proud to know that we have people like them still fighting the good fight. Speaking of Justins, Justin Douglas of Dauphin County flipped the commissioner's mix for the first time in 100 years in history. Now we're coming on into Harrisburg. The first Fringe Festival happened in Harrisburg in July. Y'all, do you know what that is? And it's coming up again, so keep your ears. Actually, the applications are open right now. So, and I'm getting good feedback. People are like, well, these applications are simplified. We really like it. Shout out to Bree for making everything amazing. Yeah. Please look out for Fringe Festival 2024. It's going to be just as lit. Last year was lit. If y'all missed it, y'all were missing because it was so good. And then Marquise Lupton, writer on the show, is the new host of The Spark on WITF. And my favorite story of season 3 was the Alabama folding chair of justice. My very favorite story. Why y'all not clapping for that? It's okay. It's fine. Some people are like, what you talking about? What chair is that? That's okay. It's still my favorite story of 2023. The Alabama folding chair of justice. Okay. You might have to look with that one up. What do you say? Don't forget the swimmer too. Exactly, because my homeboy swam across that river to get to the friends to make sure we handle business. Anyway, go look it up when you get home. And those are just some of the stories we covered in season 3, with just around 54 guests last year. And we are just under 175 guests for seasons 1, 2, 3. I couldn't believe it. I started counting. I was like, that's crazy. We have we have 217 people who filled out our sheet, but I think a couple of them are repeats, so I took those out. And a couple of them didn't come, so I took those out. So we're right around 175, which is amazing for our community. That's 175, no repeats. So we've seen isn't that crazy? Like, it's crazy. And we have 3 new guests tonight on the show. Amazing, right? So yeah. We've had around 65 shows and countless hours of dedication to this adventure we call the Black NewsBeat, okay? I'm going to shout out a couple people because I didn't do it in the beginning. I want to save it till right here in the anniversary. So let's start with whose fault it is that you have a Black NewsBeat. It's Gibbs. Yes, shout out to Gibby, also known as Chris Gibson. One day, Chris was like, well, you should have a show. And I was doing something on his show called the My Talented Friends Live, which you need to bring back. I was doing a short news segment. He's like, you're doing serious work. He can't be all serious. He was like, serious work. You need to have your own show. And I was like, yeah, whatever would I talk about for a half an hour? And look. So it's his fault you have a show. We want to thank Open Stage. After Gib was like, you need to have a show. They were like, hey, come on and have the show at Open Stage. Gib got us in here. Bree was right. So I met Gib, Bree, and Rachel and a couple others at a protest in 2020. This show actually comes out of the uprisings and the protests that were happening during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020. And so this is something that I'm proud of, but also was a difficult time. And this show gave me a way to process how I was feeling, celebrate, remember to celebrate, because a lot of times you get caught up in how bad things are. And one of my goals, and plus I get anxious, the worse things are, the more anxious I would get. So this show helps me to remember there's good going on in our community, there's good going on in our city, in the state, and in the world, even alongside some of the things that seem pretty terrible. So I'm so glad that we have Gib and Bree and Open Stage to thank for that. Shout out to Stu. He's a writer somewhere. Stewart. He's the artistic director of Open Stage, and he also has a team here that helps us. Actually, I don't know where Yanni's at right now, but Yanni does front of house.
She's working.
Right now, she's working. Yanni does front of house now. It used to be Finn, but now Yanni's doing it. We have a new bartender. Shout out to Morgan. We have a new bartender, Griffin. Go get a drink. Go give Griffin a tip for being here tonight too, or a snack. If you don't drink, there are snacks, okay, and they are good. And there's also a mocktail. There's a blueberry mocktail to die for. Please get that. How do I know that she been asked? Because I was a bartender on Sunday for Sweeney Todd. Yes, I was. Well, I was I was a bar back actually. But it was a celebrity bar back. It was great. It was a fun time. We also have to my right over here, we have Josh. Josh is on sound. Josh is making sure that they can hear us out in Internet Land. Hi, Internet Land, by the way. We have Basir over there. That's husband. That's my husband, just in case. Everybody's like, oh, you're married? How can you be married? You just got so much going on. I am married, fortunately for him and me. And Trelawney's here. Hyping it up. He's the best husband. And Trelawney came to us and was like, here, I'm here. Just like Yanni did a year and a half ago. He was like, I'm here. What do you want me to do? And I appreciate that so much. I love the support for the show. I love you all. Did I forget anybody?
Yeah,
I'd be forgetting people.
Our writers, Paul Hood.
Yes, our writers, Paul Hood, Maria James Chow, and Marquise Lupton. So today, as I was late for a Black History program because I overslept because I can't really do things before 8 in the morning, I did go to CASA for the Black History program. And it helped me realize just how many people we have working on the show. And it was a good time of reflection. And thank you all for sticking with me and doing this work with us. And we really appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Just getting started.
Huh?
We're just getting started.
That's right. We got places to go. All right. So that is the end of the first part. We're going to get into some of our media and melon, honey, because we got some stories happening. Okay. Now this one should have probably went in Sweeping the Streets, but Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis, accustomed to tackling high-profile cases, faced scrutiny over her personal conduct during a hearing related to the election interference case against former President Donald Trump. Black women watching the proceedings found the scene disheartening as Willis defended herself against questions about her relationship with Nathan Wade, a lead attorney in her office's prosecution. Despite admitting to a personal relationship, both Willis and Wade denied any improper conduct. The hearing, which could lead to her office's removal from the case, raised concerns about workplace relationships, even as legal experts, generally supportive of the case, criticized Willis for her association with Wade. Many Black women leaders expressed frustration and disappointment that public attention had turned from the merits of the criminal case to the personal conduct of the Black woman overseeing the prosecution. For them, the court challenge to Willis echoes familiar experiences of tests to their authority, competence, and character. Now, what they did decide, well, I don't know if it's fully decided, but they did say about that case that there was really no evidence of impropriety, even though it may have looked a certain way. And she was a little spicy with him. She was like, I mean, who's on trial here, you know? And I really appreciate that she stuck to her guns, whether or not people were trying to smear her by having this relationship that was deemed not to actually be improper. Walt Disney Animation Studios, and Pan-African Entertainment and company Kugali have joined forces for the visually striking sci-fi series, I love me a good sci-fi, Iwagu, which described as bursting with unique visual elements and technological advancements inspired by the spirit of Lagos in its official synopsis. The series is set in futuristic Lagos, Nigeria, and revolves around a vibrant coming-of-age narrative following Tola, a young girl from the affluent island, and her best friend Kole, a self-taught tech expert. Together, they uncover the secrets and perils hidden in their contrasting worlds. Founded in 2017 by Tolu Olowofoyeku, Adeola, and Ibrahim, Kugali Media aims to share African stories with a global audience, ushering in a new era of African storytelling. Very excited about that. Now, and apologies to my friends for messing up y'all names. I apologize. I'm gonna get it right one day. But I love sci-fi, and some of my favorite sci-fi in the last couple of years have been stories centered around Black sci-fi because they always bring in these ancestral elements that I love. How many of you agree that Black Panther was a sci-fi movie? Because it was. And I love seeing that futuristic advanced tech. And I think, they slid in a lot of pieces that I think people missed with the ancestral spirits infused with sci-fi, which I think makes it so unique. So I can't wait to see what this series brings. Ooh, honey, let's talk about Wendy. Where's Wendy Williams? Lifetime's 4-part documentary series, Where's Wendy Williams, premiered its first, actually, I think all 4 hours are out now, on February 24th, unveiling a worrying narrative that has fans of the former radio and TV personality on edge. I'm going to be real clear, though. I was not a Wendy fan. I thought she did not treat Black women well during her tenure, so I was not a fan. But it is quite startling to see her quick deterioration. Wendy's abrupt absence from both daytime television and public life in recent years has sparked rumors of declining health and financial troubles. However, the documentary, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter, paints an even grimmer picture of the once prominent figure in celebrity gossip. The series delves into the concerns of Williams' family regarding the court-appointed guardianship imposed on the former TV host. Travis Finney, Williams' nephew, attributes her deteriorating health to her increasing distance from her family, shedding light on the distressing aspects of her life that have remained largely hidden from the public eye. It's pretty sad stuff. I don't know what else to say because I watched all the parts and I just sat there like, seeing her lymphedema, seeing her, I think they call it frontal lobe aplasia with something to do with dementia. Aphasia? Yes. And a couple other things. Watching her go from this like vibrant, very mean, but very vibrant figure on TV to this kind of shell of a person, very startling indeed. So we made it through Median Melanin. I am so glad that you guys stuck with us for that. Now we want to talk about what's happening for the rest of Black History Month and beyond. We only got another day. So leap year always throws me off because I'm like, oh, man, February's so short. We only got 28 days. And then today I was like, oh, we have one more day of Black History Month. So I was really excited. So we always talk about YPOC and Open Stage just being a Black NewsBeat being a partnership between the two of us. So we'll talk about both of our events. We had a great board games and brunch this past week. So if you missed it, you were missing. Please join us next month for board games and brunch. And also we have happy hour coming up. What's today? Carry the one tomorrow on the last Thursday of the month. And we also, you can look on we have it a different place every month. So please check out our Facebook page, hit up our Facebook page, come hang out with us. It's from 5 to 7 in another location, different. We change locations every month. And please keep Juneteenth on your calendar. Juneteenth is coming up quick. If you don't know, Young Professionals of Color Greater Harrisburg, we power Juneteenth HBG. And that means we meet every week. We plan for you. We put on great events. We have a concert. We have an amazing conference coming up this year. So we want you to be a part of it. Please come and hang out with us for Juneteenth. And then and a little bit beyond that is also going to be our YPOC retreat in the beginning of August. Come hang out. We go to a beautiful Black-owned bed and breakfast, Aquaba Inn, in Bethany, Pennsylvania, at Noble Lane. So please come hang out with us. It is a really nice weekend. We have an amazing time. So we would love to have you there. I want to tell you about what I did. I had 2 amazing Black History Month presentations, one at Harrisburg University. I was so nervous about them, y'all. Nervous. The first one was on AI and DEI for business owners, employers in the region. It was excellent. Folks really, I got great feedback. Folks really felt that they got something out the session, and I was so happy for that. And then on Saturday, completely different topic, I did abolition and the Presbyterian Church in Harrisburg for Market Square Presbyterian Church. I'm telling you, my Black History Month was lit. And then Saturday, I did improv at the Lancaster Improv Players. Shout out to Sarge who got us all together. I played, yes, that's the big homie. Like he did this amazing improv show where he had us all pick a Black history character and then we improv around that character, we memorized them fast. And not to brag, but I heard that I ate down, you know what I'm saying? I heard it was good. So I'm very excited about it. I had so much fun and now I'm going to try to do some more improv because it was real fun. And like doing this show, like it like satisfies my like attention issues because I'm like, oh, yeah, it was so fun. There were so many things happening at once. And it turned out to be so great. So let's go into some community events. We have the Catch, which is a neighborhood group. They're doing two elections forums for the PA 103rd, which is if you are in half of Harrisburg going into New Cumberland, Lemoyne, and I think one other municipality for your representative. They're going to be having that coming up next week. Look online for that. And they're having another one coming up for PA 10, all the folks that are running for PA 10, which is a larger House of Representatives for the U.S. House of Representatives. They're going to be having another community forum coming up for that too. It is voting season, y'all. We're also going to have those same candidates come on the show and talk to us about their personal platforms. You guys need to be getting educated, okay? Because the primary is early this year. I think it's April 23rd. Somebody look that up, 3rd or 4th. It's like 2 days before my birthday. But please start getting educated. That's why I remember, because it's 2 days before my birthday. But please get educated. It was in May before. It's been in May a couple times. So April feels a little early, but get educated because it's coming up quick. Before March the 1st is on Friday. So you only have a little time to learn these and really learn them. Don't just vote for such and such because, all my friends are doing it, or, that's who such and such that I should vote for. Do your due diligence, because when they get in there and you don't understand why they vote the way you did, it's too late to be mad. You want to be the period out with the corruption. Do it. No more South. Thank you. And okay, I can go on about this, but we're not going to do it tonight. Come to the episodes of the show where we showcase those folks. We're going to be reaching out to them over the next few about 6 weeks, and you'll see them on various shows here at the Black News Beat. And we also having a South to Balance March put on by a brother in our community. His name is Tone Cook. We're going to start at I think 18th or 20th in Market, and we're going to go to the Capitol and to the Martin Luther King Administration Building here in Harrisburg, and then to the Capitol. So please come and join us for that. You can look online for more of that. It's March 8th here in the city of Harrisburg. And this is in reference to the killings and different things that are happening in the city, shootings that we want to address. So please join us for that. It's important that our community remains aware and vigilant. Yes, huh? That's right. Please join us for that. Very important. And what's going on at Up and Stage, Gib?
Oh, so much.
So much.
Just opened up the production of Sweeney Todd, which, will be running for the next 3 weeks.
Nobody told me, yes. Nobody told me that this was, do y'all know, I'm not going to spoil it for nobody, but do y'all know what Sweeney Todd is about? Yeah. Okay, well, I was the only one who didn't know. So they're like, oh, so you're going to come see the show? I was like, oh, what's it about? And they tell me, I'm going to pause here so you guys don't think about what it's about. If you don't know, ask a friend. And I was like, oh no, I will not be watching that. I am going to be too scared. Why didn't y'all put this on Halloween time? Anyway, but they're doing an amazing job. Very good. People came out of the show on Sunday. I remember I was a celebrity bar back, don't forget. And they said it was so good. They had a full opening night. They're full again coming up for the next few shows. Pretty much sold out. So if you're interested, there's like 2 or 3 tickets left per show. So you might want to get on those. If it's 3 of you in here that wants to go ahead and get your tickets now.
Also, Erotic Fan Fiction Live.
Yes, Erotic Fan Fiction Live is back. If you have not been to Erotic Fan Fiction, it is hilariously gross and not that sexy, but amazing. Amazingly funny. I've participated a couple of times, and hopefully I'll be back in the rotation soon. Anything else? Am I forgetting?
And then we are gearing up for our 25th production, 24th production of the Diary event.
That's right. And we'll be having a special show for that too, where we'll be interviewing. Who is it? You can just shout it out. Angela Polite. I'll be interviewing her. Yes, of Mary Speaks. We'll be interviewing her for the Black News Beat for the Good at Heart Week. So I'm very excited about that. Woo! We have made it through the first segment. Somebody special is here. He hasn't popped in a long time, so now you have to come on the stage. Come on, Stuart. Yeah. Yeah, you're here, bud. And now you're here. Come on up with the glass and everything. So Stuart is the wonderful, come closer. All right. So Stuart's the wonderful, wonderful person who is the director of everything that you see keeps his place running. And we were having a conversation on Sunday about how he's had to learn to do every job in the theater, including be the bartender, including clean the floors if he needed to. So we're really we just want to thank you for making this a beautiful community hub. Don't do it. Don't do it. and giving us a home and letting me boss you around on the board a little bit. And you're a wonderful person, and we love you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So tell them why they should join the circle.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, so we have a great program here at Open Stage called The Inner Circle, and for just $15 a month, you can see every single show in our season, including all of the episodes of Black NewsBeat. And it's a great deal. First of all, it's a wonderful way to support the theater on an ongoing basis, and it's a way to have something on your calendar, which is really hard these days.
Very hard.
I think that I have a hard time unless it's on my calendar.
Absolutely.
It's not going to happen. So the idea of going to a show a few times a year, coming to see Black NewsBeat, it's just a wonderful way to, and it's a great family. It's our subscribers, it's our donors, and it's all of our supporters all in one big family.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, you said it's all about me making family. That's not true. It's artists like you making families here at Open Stage. So.
Oh, a little tear. Okay, thank you, Stuart. You're the best. Okay, we know how to go. Don't move so fast. Okay, bye. All right, now let's get into these guests. We have some amazing guests coming up. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Calling all members of the greater Harrisburg community. We need you. We would love for you to join the YPOC and become a part of our leadership team. Would you like to join our board and get great perks and access in the community? Think about it and let us know. We'd love for you to contact us as soon as possible if you are ready. You can email us at info@ypoc-hbg.org. Well, I am so glad that you guys are here with us tonight. We have some amazing guests who are going to talk about their journeys in this community and the work that they're doing. So first up, I want to welcome Hadassah Feinberg. How are you today? It is my pleasure. Thank you for being on the show tonight. I'm so glad that you could be here to tell us about your story. So you went from a concerned neighbor to a target after filing a report with the Dauphin County Children and Youth.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, unfortunately.
And now you've become a community organizer, mobilizing families that have been victimized. So let's get into this journey. First, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, so thank you for having me.
Of course.
First of all, this is a lovely place.
Yay!
My name is Hadassah Feinberg. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I have 4 children. I worked in foster care. I adopted last year through Dauphin County Children and Youth. I've worked at TW Panessa in a counseling agency. I've taught. I've taught in multiple school districts in Harrisburg, Susquehanna Township, Central Dauphin. Just been a mandated reporter for 10 years, advocating for change, advocating for children and families in Dauphin County.
For your own baby.
Yes.
And for my own babies.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
And that's okay. What happened there? Talk back. This is the show for this. Okay.
And so you've really been getting a lot of attention with your group, Stop Dauphin County CYS Corruption.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. I created a group on Facebook called Stop Dauphin County CYS Corruption. We also have a Facebook page that's called Speak Up. That's our public page. We are organizing a public protest on March 4th at 4 o'clock. We have flyers that are hung up around the community. We are asking all of Dauphin County families to come out and support us. There are crimes that are being covered up. The public is not being informed, and the government, county, is abusing their power. And it's really, really important for us to let each other know so that we can make a change.
Absolutely. So are you finding other families in the area that have had trouble with Dauphin County children and youth?
Absolutely. There's multiple families that have had their children falsely removed. The process for removing children for the county is very simple. All they have to do is go into the court, say whatever they want to say, and that's gold.
Wow.
Nothing has to be, factual. Nothing has to be proven. Your kids just get taken.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness. That's very scary.
it's very scary. And I worked on the foster care side for a while. I never knew that this was happening until I filed a complaint against 6 county employees. We actually have a active federal lawsuit against 6 county employees, including their director, assistant director, multiple supervisors. And they've tried to silence me. They actually forced us out of our home. We had to flee to Cumberland County. They took my kids for 13 days as retaliation, and my children were returned by Cumberland County because there was no grounds.
They refused to let her give her kids their medications that they needed. She provided everything that they needed, and they lost it.
Yeah, so right now they are trying to dismiss the federal case. The federal case is lodged in the Middle District Federal Court. Honorable Judge Schwab is the one presiding on the case. Most of the docket is sealed due to confidentiality, but we're speaking up. You can't stop. You got to keep going, because if you stop, Commissioner Hartwick, his office knows about the crimes. They're not doing anything. So as you were saying, Dr. Campbell, when it's time to vote, you got to remember who's there for the people.
Now, initially, is this correct? You filed a report against a neighbor for child neglect?
So I was informed by a credible community member that there were 4 abandoned children missing. I went on a 6-hour witch hunt to get these children a welfare check, at which point they were found unclothed, soiled in feces, abandoned without either parent. And the Harrisburg Police Department, Officer Christian Rybeck, he was a witness there. He released the children to me. I took those children in. I added them on top of my 4 children, so that's 8 children, that's a lot of work. But they had nowhere to go, and I contacted CYS to come out and help them. They refused to do their job. I took the children into UPMC. They were diagnosed with suspected child abuse. They were covered in scars. Just a horrible, horrible situation. And after I filed a complaint up to the state, the Department of Human Services, they filed an anonymous report against me, and that's where the story twisted.
Wow.
So those children were placed back with the mom that abandoned them. And they don't want you to know that.
So tell me why. Wow. So tell me why you believe that that you were targeted specifically by the county.
Oh, because I filed a report about their crimes. I exposed them for what they were doing. And don't get me wrong, I do believe that they save children sometimes. But if it comes to their job being targeted or, being at risk, forget it. Your family is nothing to them.
Wow.
They'd rather lie and cover up the crimes that they commit than expose the mistakes that they made.
Wow.
And it's unfortunate. We're fighting. So.
Wow. And why should the community care about this cause? Why is this so important?
Yes, the reason that this is important, because every Dauphin County family should be aware that they are not safe with these county employees being in power. They can abuse their power. They do not have to have facts to allege any allegations that they put against you. Any reason for them to get involved, to come into your home, they can twist information. Nobody is safe until these county employees are, number one, fired, charged with child endangerment, and removed from their positions. Children and youth across Pennsylvania and, of course, across the nation, they were established to protect children, to protect families, and only in imminent danger situations where there's physical abuse to have that power to remove children, but not because of motive, not as punishment, and not as retaliation. And there is no family in Dauphin County whose children are safe, who the parents are safe, until we have the correct employees in those positions that are going to follow the law and be honest. So
They do tend to target the lower poverty.
That's important.
Lower poverty families do not have the correct education
And resources.
to fight them.
Absolutely.
Or to even stick up for themselves.
Wow. So
yeah, well, that's the other thing I was going to mention too, that most of the victims they target, because I've gone through the whole foster care system and seen them terminate parental rights of parents from the foster care side, they don't have a say. The family courts will not let the parents speak up. If you try to submit physical evidence, it's very, very difficult to get it through the court. The other thing, I mean, most of these, low poverty or poverty individuals, they don't have a higher education. They can't get into, they can't file their own lawsuits. You really need to have that legal education to get anywhere. And there's no attorneys that will go up against the county or up against the state. Wow. People are afraid of Dauphin County children and youth. People are afraid across Pennsylvania. I mean, this is happening in Adams County. We know that Iris Mummert, a 15-month-old baby, was killed after she was put back with the mother. Those people were charged with child endangerment. But in this case, they concealed it. When deaths happened, did you hear about Jared Tutko in Dauphin County? The 9-year-old boy that was rotting on the second floor? Yeah, that happened in 2015. Do you think that they were penalized? No. Wow. Only the parents went to jail. What about the county officials that knew about the family? How many people do you think spoke up about that kid prior to that happening? Wow. They conceal it. Wow. So, okay, that is horrific. So I know that people watching will want to know how to get involved with your group. So if somebody wants to get involved, in addition to your Facebook page or your Facebook group, is there a way that they can reach out? Oh, definitely. So you can send me a private message on Speak Up. You can also join our Facebook group, Stop Dauphin County CYS Corruption. Again, we're going to be having this peaceful protest on March 4th in front of the Capitol building at 4:00. As scary as it sounds, it is super important for the public to come. We need to show them that we're stronger, that we're not afraid, that we can speak up. They're on our terms. They get taxes from us. They are using the money incorrectly. They're falsely removing children that don't belong in foster care, and the children that are at risk are going unsupervised, unprotected, and there's hundreds and hundreds of children that are dying every single day. There's statistics that you can thank you for that. So I just want to make sure that you guys know you can hit her up if you want to get involved on the Facebook page. Send a private message. A lot of people, the reason why I asked for another way to do it, some people may not want to be open about it. And Facebook does send your message to authorities. So be very careful with that. If there's a way to reach out to you guys off of Facebook, make sure that you I'm
publicize
happy to
that.
share my email address.
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, so my email address is H like hotel, the first letter of my name, _ and then my last name, it's F like Frank, EIN like Nancy, B like boy, ERG @yahoo.com. Again, it's H _ Feinberg. It's spelled SEINBERG@yahoo.com. Please do not be scared to share information with me. It will be completely confidential. And if you need help filing a lawsuit against Dauphin County, although I'm not an attorney, I have legal background and I can assist you in doing that.
And you're working your own case as your own attorney.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us. This is important information. Thank you for being here on the Black News Beat. Thank you so much. Well, we learned a lot here just now, and we will be right back with our next guest.
Oh, you can't hear me, huh? How about now? Oh, this your moment, ayy. Not right now. If you a hating nigga, please pipe down. Cause I don't know if it's we the beat, but this bitch too loud. I was down bad, I ain't had no cash. Now these hoes mad cause the camera lights flash. I was down bad, I ain't had no cash. Now these hoes mad cause the camera lights flash. Bitch, I'm a boss. I only focus on comments and stress when I'm taking a loss. Round of applause. I see these hoes double back.
To be back with our guest. We are here with Susan Ryder. Hey, Susan. So in a city where we often see unhoused people treated like criminals, it is refreshing to find a local organization who approaches people compassionately and holistically. Please welcome Susan Ryder from Family Promise of the Harrisburg Capital Region. How are you?
I am very well. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm so
Great.
glad you're here for the anniversary show to share this important information with us.
Great.
We focus a lot on the unhoused on this show because we believe it is a something that is important to keep raising the awareness on. So tell us about that. How serious is the problem of homelessness in central Pennsylvania?
Well, it's serious, right? And we see a lot of people on the street. But there's also a lot of people in hotels. So I wrote an article for the Berg about hidden homelessness. And in my work for the Berg, in my work through my church and through Family Promise, I've come into contact with a lot of folks who are living in hotels. And that is a form of homelessness. It's very expensive. I call it the La Brea tar pits of housing. It's very hard to get out.
So how are families who are unhoused, how are they affording to live in a hotel?
Well, barely. It's a way to keep a roof over their head. But that's about it. So, when we think of hotels, what we think of the Hilton, lots of sort of fancy hotels. Well, that's not where these folks are staying, right? They're staying at hotels for, I don't know, Isha's out there somewhere, what, $250 cheapest Isha a week? And so when that's $1,000 a month, sometimes
for a very small space.
For a small space, for a family, no kitchen. So we had a gentleman who came into Family Promise who had been living in a hotel for a year. He used crock pots. He really did the best he could. A challenge for him is that he had some past financial stuff, right? So he couldn't get anybody to rent to him. Where hotel, they don't care. They'll just, right? They'll take your money. They don't care about your background. They don't care about your finances. They don't care about your credit. So he was able to house his family for a year and all of his savings got sucked away because it's expensive. And that's when they came to Family Promise. So, we are able to house families, we keep families together. Many shelters require that families are separated at about the age of 13 or 14, sometimes younger. And we allow families to stay together. And so single dads, single moms couples, because couples have to separate too. And in this case, when they come to Family Promise, they're all
I didn't know
together.
that.
Yeah, couples can't be together. So we're one of 3 shelters in the whole Tri-County area and possibly beyond that actually house family units. And that includes like if a grandma lives with you or some kind of extended family, everybody comes together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So your organization obviously helps people who are in crisis.
Right.
But tell me more about what are the first steps? If someone comes to you, what's the first thing that happens?
So first they apply through our website, and we'll talk about what that is, like what the website is later. That application comes in, we look at that application, and when we decide we have an opening and they're coming in, we sit down with them, tell them how the program works. We use a network of congregations where our families spend the evening at congregations. And we sit down and find out what's going on, what's happening with you, what are the barriers, what are the hurdles that are preventing you from becoming stable. We talk about their credit, we talk about their past history. And another thing we do at Family Promise is we help them with mental health counseling. So we have a consultant who works with us, and she sees our families, and they can see her once a week or more to talk about everything. So they come in, we make sure that they know they're being cared for. Usually families are pretty quiet when they first come in, kids are pretty quiet, and they don't know who to trust. This may be the first time they've ever been homeless, or they may have experienced homelessness before, but at any rate, it's about the most traumatic experience that a person can face. And so they're very vulnerable.
Wow.
So we try to make them feel comfortable, explain the space to them, make sure they have some food, because not everybody comes in with any food. And we have a whole cabinet. We got donations from a local youth group that, so if somebody comes in, we can give them a bag of food. Here, you get something to eat. And just try to let them know that we're there for them, that they communicate with us and talk to us about what's going on, and just go from there.
That's excellent. That's excellent work. And what can people do if they care about these issues? So I know in addition to helping families, you guys also function with people who volunteer with your organization.
Yeah, right.
Right? So if people do care about this issue of the unhoused, particularly because I only knew about the unhoused in hotels because of I worked with a family maybe 2 years ago now that was in that hotel that's down in Shipoke. Right over there.
Yeah.
And from the outside, it looks fine. But the stories that I heard once that family we were working with was there were horrific. From women being assaulted to overdoses to people with families there who, are trying to shield their kids from what's happening all around the space. Stuff that you can literally drive by and walk by even and never see.
Right.
But people do care about these issues, like myself and folks listening and watching. How can they help? How can we help if we want to get involved with what's happening at Family Promise?
So you can contact me at susan@familypromisehcr.org and say, hey, Susan, how can I help? And I'll sit down with you and we'll talk about what you like to do, a skill or resource that you have that we can find a way to use. And we're not selfish at Family Promise. We collaborate. So you can go onto Cash's website and they have tons of homeless organizations
and that is Capital Area Coalition on the Homeless.
Thank you. Yes. And they, I know once when the city was talking about moving folks on the street, a lot of people were fired up on some Facebook pages and wanting to go do something. And it's like, there is a lot being done. So find one of those organizations. If you don't like this one, don't work with that one.
Go
if you
to
don't
the
like
next
this one, go to the next one. There's tons of them, right? You should. Find one. If you want to work in the background, if you want to go out on the street, if you want to provide food or clothing for the overnight winter shelters where people are going. People call me, and even though they can't They don't fit maybe our demographic who can come into the shelter because you have to have a child under the age of 18. We, bless you, we send them to other places. Like, I don't just say, sorry, we can't help you. I'm sending them to one of these places that you can help with. And I really think people want to help.
Yeah.
And the best thing they can do is, instead of going rogue or whatnot, go to one of these organizations, ask how you can help. And they'll find you.
Yes, they will find
to
something
do.
for you to
They
do.
will, absolutely.
We mobilized, I think, 30 or 40 volunteers when the Mulberry Street moving bridge was happening.
Yes.
And we tried to capitalize on the fact people were all fired up.
Right.
Because it happens like that in waves.
It
People
does.
get fired up about
With
it.
everything.
But then what do we do? You know,
Yes.
instead of just
Right.
getting fired up, I don't know where I'm
Right.
looking, but instead of just getting fired up, go ahead and volunteer, become a volunteer,
Right.
get your people mobilized to bring a friend and tell your friend to bring a friend, so that you can affect change in this area, because it is a huge area for us in the region. Last parting words, what would you like to tell us that we should absolutely know?
You should absolutely know that you can affect change and homelessness right now.
Amen to that.
Right now.
Thank you for this.
Yep.
Susan Ryder from Family Promise, everyone. All right. Will you stick around to kind of hang out with our guests and tell them more?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And we'll be right back with our next guest.
Are you looking to broaden your skills in digital media creation? Are you looking to be a part of a great team? Well, we need you. The Black News Beat will be trying to fill various positions to help make our show a great success. We'll be looking for tech assistants to help on set. We'll be looking for writers to help write the show every single episode. Also need digital media assistants. Absolutely need some live audience coordinators. We'd love to open up these opportunities to high school and college students. We'd love for you to intern with us and learn more about the business and get your feet wet with a great company at Open Stage. So if you're interested, please let us know. We'll be taking applications via email. You can email us at Kimeka@kimeka.org. That's KIMEKA @KIMEKA.org. Hope to see you on the set soon.
Back. I'm so glad to have this next guest. This is a wonderful guest. We are going to welcome to the show Sheila Johnson. Sheila, tell us a little bit about you. You are the founder of Socks It To Me. What a great name.
Thank you.
What is your organization's mission?
My mission is to provide new quality socks to the unhoused and raise awareness of how important socks play a role in their feet. And not just particular their feet. This is for all of us, because none of us are exempt.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, going down to the encampments and watching, I'm a very observant person. So I've done nursing for like 30 years. And then I said, I need to like do something else, you know, it's killing me.
Yeah.
So I started the nonprofit, and I just observed, you know, their feet and going down there, and I was like, wow, like their feet are really, really bad. They're walking around about 2 miles a day.
Wow.
With majority of the time the same socks for weeks, you know, at a time, and wet socks, mixed match socks, inadequate footwear, shoes too small, too tight, too big, you know, and I just was like, wow, like something needs to be done. And not only that, the feet that I've seen, some of them had blisters, some of them had ulcers, infections, diseases. And I'm only saying I witnessed that because I went on assignment from a well-known chief surgeon by the name of Dr. Joshi. And
Dr. Joshi's an amazing provider, an amazing provider.
Yeah,
Didn't he open up his own practice?
Foundation.
Because he was at one of the big names over here for a while, and he left to open up his own.
Yes,
Yeah.
over in Mechanicsburg, and I believe the clinic is free.
Yes,
So
it
you can
is.
go over there and get help. But he had called me. Matter of fact, me and Aisha, and that's my sister.
Okay,
She's
she
one
gets
of
two
my
shout outs.
she's
Shout out,
one of my
Ish.
board members, and
Shout out,
I
Ish.
love her to death. But she had invited me on the panel to do with Penn Live
Yes.
with Dr. With Miss Joyce, and when I was speaking about my nonprofit, he wanted my contact information, and he did contact me the next day, and he was like, I really want to help you. You know, I really want to help you help them. And we started talking, and we decided to come up to do a clinic, you know, to go down there and help them with their feet.
Wow.
And not so soon, but we're working on it. You know, he said he was doing a documentary, but anyway, socks are very important.
Yeah.
I try to express that. We know that in shelters they get donated clothing a lot, you know, but not a lot of people think about their feet. And because socks are the least item that gets donated, they don't really get the socks that they need. And
I didn't even think about that. Socks are the least item that gets donated. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I like really notice, like I said, going down to the encampment, you know, witnessing people's feet, that they really are bad. And I know socks are critical. Like they're a precious commodity, and they really should have them. Not just socks, but they really should be like having good footwear, you know, walking around in shoes that are too small and too tight. Like that only makes it worse.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of us who do not have challenges of being unhoused walk around with too small shoes on our feet a lot, but we don't have to traverse as far as someone who may not have a stable place to stay. And listen, one bad pair of shoes can ruin your whole day. So much more, you know, much more having to exist perpetually in shoes that do not fit.
Yes. I don't know if I've seen the worst of the worst, but I've seen it's really, really bad, you know. And it's not just, I say they're a priority, but we also need to educate our family members as well, like our grandparents, our elderly, or even our teenagers, you know, because we all can have foot problems,
Absolutely.
you know, because we're on our feet
Absolutely.
in heels, we're on our feet, you know, walking around. We go to Hershey Park or somewhere, you know, where you have to walk pretty much the whole park.
Absolutely.
Next thing you know, your feet are hurting. You know? So
dogs is barking.
Yeah. So it's really not, I mean, they're a priority, like I said, but it's for all of us. It's spreading the awareness of how we really need to take care of our feet.
Absolutely. So we talked a little bit about why socks and not just, you know, it's the least donated, but what about, tell me a story of somebody who had a transformation just because of a pair of socks, because I really want to drive home this point that socks are so important.
Well, I was down in encampment, and one of the gentlemen down there said to me, I need some socks. So I'll go get some socks, you know, and I came back with a whole bag of socks for him. So when I gave it to him, I looked at his feet, and he was one of them that had a blister on his bottom of his foot. So it had busted. So I was like, you know what, I gave him some ointment, you know, some stuff to put on his foot. But I'm like, this is little, like these socks, these are little but big, you know, this is like, they really need these socks. And I said, do you need anything else? He's like, I can use some boots. So I went out to Ross's that same day and grabbed him 2 pair of boots, came back, you know, he wasn't in his tent. So I was like, okay, what should I do? Should I leave him? Should I go? But people walking around or watching me, you know, so I said, I just better go. And I came back the next day. He still wasn't there. So I ended up waiting until the coast was clear, and I put unzipped his tent, and I put the bag in there along with some other things. And then I probably came back a week later, you know, to make sure that he received them. But that was one day where I knew he didn't have any socks, none whatsoever. And I was like, thankful and grateful, you know, for him to even ask me, you know, because some of them won't even ask for anything, you know, they're I mean, I'm not saying all of them, but some are kind of like, I don't know if I can trust this person,
Yes,
know,
of
or I don't
course.
know if I should believe this
Of
person. They're
course.
going to come back and bring me what
Are
I'm
they really
asking
going to do
for.
what they say they're going to do?
And he was like really, really happy, like somebody cared, give me this look like I see you care.
I love it.
So just working down there, I met Aisha down there working, and ever since we've been like real close.
I love it.
Her and Justice, and I learned a lot from. I say Aisha a lot because I learned a lot from her. Like she was my mentor, and me doing outreach for over 10 years and volunteered with various organizations like the Desert Mission, Greater Zion Homeless Ministry.
Wow.
Salvation Army, Water Street Mission, Gymnast Angels. I've been around for like a while, just being observant and just watching, but sometimes you just need to just watch see what's going on before you react to what you need to do, and
100%.
some people don't want to, they want to do instant.
They want to get out there and do it right now.
And sometimes that's like wasted energy.
That's
so
right.
if you sit back and just watch what is actually going on, then you can put two and two together and say, okay, I need to start here. This is the problem, or this is the root of the problem. So let's get to the problem. And I really believe we all can make a change. We can all say we want to make changes, but if we don't put the work into it, nothing's going to change.
Absolutely.
And that's what I stand by. Like I'm a motivator. Speaker where I say what I mean and I mean what I say. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Like you definitely don't have to question me about anything. And again, I work nights, 10 to 6 at the Senate and in the Capitol. I just saw my nonprofit,
Wow.
So, and I take care of my 9-year-old grandmother. So it's doable.
Wow.
It doesn't matter what we have on our plate. God is not going to put too much on our plate that we can't handle. So me working nights and doing my nonprofit, and there is plenty of help out there. They always say closed mouth don't get fed. So you have to speak up, like the lady said out there. You really do have to speak up.
Yes, you do.
And that's the only way we're going to get things done.
That's right.
The only way.
I love this work that you're doing. And I know that some people want to help. So if people want to get in touch with you to help you get some socks, I feel like I'm going to give some socks. Do you guys want to give a few socks? I feel like this is something that we can do that's tangible. It may not cost a ton, and we can also, be a part of the solution. So how can we get in touch with you if we want to donate anything, particularly those socks?
I'm on Facebook, Socks It To Me Incorporated. It's my Facebook page, my website, socksittome.org. And please don't make the mistake by putting the TO in Socks It To. It's number 2.
Got it.
So a lot of people say, I don't see you, I can't find you. And that's why, because they're making
number
a
2
mistake.
and not 2 2-0. Okay,
right.
Got it. Number 2.
And my email, brighterdays@hbg@gmail.com.
brighterdays@hbg@gmail.com. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Please give it up
Thank
for Miss
you.
Sheila Johnson.
Thank you.
Amazing work.
Thank you.
This has been a wonderful time. Did you guys enjoy our guest?
Can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do it because I was going to ask you. Tell me about your sign.
So my sign, and I usually have this sign on a lot when I do presentations. This sign says, "We'll work for change." And that's exactly what we need. And I don't mean like, can anyone spare any change? And my change is physical change, spiritual change, mental change. This is the kind of change I'm looking for. Not money, change.
Woo!
So let's change the world.
Yes! I love it. And we have one more. Thank you, Michelle. That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
And we have one more thing to do. Will you stay with us for our champagne toast? Yeah. All right, to celebrate the show. We'll be right back after this short commercial to start our champagne toast.
champagne.
It's champagne.
Oh, sorry.
One more.
We are back. I have a little something to read, and then we're going to do the things, okay? Can you believe, so this is our champagne toast. As we have been talking about all show, we are, through 3 years of this show, and we're starting on season 4. So celebrate with me as I read this little memoir to the community. Can you believe it's been 3 years since we kicked off the Black NewsBeat?
No way.
Can't believe it. Right here in Harrisburg, time really does fly when you are doing what you love, surrounded by an incredible community that is all about lifting each other up. From the very start, back in 2021, we set out to create something special, a space where our voices could be heard, where the rich tapestry of our culture, our joys, our struggles, and our triumphs could be shared and celebrated. It's been an amazing journey filled with unforgettable moments, powerful stories, just like the ones you heard tonight, and so much love. Every episode and every story we shared has been a testament to the vibrant, resilient spirit of our Black and Brown communities here in Greater Harrisburg and beyond. We've dived into poetry, music, activism, you name it. And each time, it's been about showcasing the incredible gems that make our city so unique. I've got to say, stepping into this role brings these stories to life alongside some of the most passionate and inspiring guests. This has been nothing short of a dream come true. Sure, I've had my moments of nervousness, but who wouldn't and who hasn't? But seeing the impact, feeling the energy in the room, and hearing your feedback has made every second worth it. It's been a blend of news, comedy, art, and interviews, all with one goal: spotlighting our community in all its glory. The support you've shown me and Open Stage and the crew has blown me away. Whether it was cheering on artists like Mika 3K and Diva Davenport, engaging with our segments, or just spreading the word, you've been there every step of the way. It's because of you that this platform has become a beacon of Black love, lives, and joy. Your energy, your engagement, it's the heartbeat of the Black NewsBeat. So here's to you, our amazing community. You've made these 3 years unforgettable. Your stories, your support, your love, they drive us. As we look forward to more episodes, more stories, and more moments of joy, know that this journey is ours to share. Thank you for being a part of this incredible adventure. Let's keep this love and energy going for years to come. Happy 3rd anniversary and welcome to season 4. Cheers. And now we will have another number from the one, the only, Nay'dina A Capella. Ooh.
You don't know how I feel. Boy, just know that it's real. But all in all, baby, will feel that after listening to a song, if you're I don't want to live back for regret, but it's you. I want to know I've got it bad. This is very to you. Gotta find Father time, 'cause I'm lost without you. Still got you on my mind. What's nothing to you now? Days go by, seasons change. All in me in time. Somehow I stay the same. I want to harbor in the child. But all in all, that after listening to the song, you'll see you're for me. I don't wanna live like a regret, but it's too good. I want you to know I've got a day. This is dedicated to you. It's here in my palms, it's in your eyes. Watch me come to the dark. Talk to me and say, I've been over on the balcony. People that love you so I want to see. I know you tell you where you need to be. Face down in between my. I could just one chance for me. The lover one never put it in. Never had a lover that could make you free. So good he put, got him locked down. This was so sick to be tied down. This just the thing was fun. Fantasies they come and go, but I can't let you go. Baby, I've been feeling you. And I feel like you feel me too. But all in all, maybe you will see that after listening to the song, you'll see you're the one for me. Don't wanna live like a regret. But I'm saying it's true. I want you to know I've got a This is dedicated to you. Thank you.
Thank you for that. That was amazing. And as I say every show, first of all, thank you for celebrating with us. But I always say, big up to yourself, love on yourself. Without you, this show and the community wouldn't be possible. So love yourself, clap for yourself. Because we've made 30 seasons and it's been possible. Thank you. And we'll see you next week, actually. Good night.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war. Bright day